Alright, I apologize. We might get interrupted by dogs. So, alright, so I have different color codings. I've been putting them on the map. Dude, out. And of course, different colors for. Hey, you need to choose in or out. There's stuff written here all the way around. Up here, I've got the map of where I started and where I went. I started in Chapel, Nebraska, and I went from Chapel, Nebraska to where my car broke down. That's when Jamie gave me a call. I drove all the way up to Rapid City, and then from Rapid City, I went down to Chapel, earned the money to go all the way to Chesapeake, Virginia, and then all the way from Chesapeake, Virginia. Well, dude, seriously, give me a second. Sorry, this thing isn't big enough for a human and a dog. Anyway, when I left Virginia, I drove to Boulder, Colorado, and then from Boulder, I went to Chapel. So, these are the 4 people that I went and helped or went and tried to help. Mahalia had already gone to Boulder by the time I got to Virginia, so she was good. Jamie was in Rapid City. She just moved to another part of Rapid City. Natalie had gone from here all the way to here. She wanted to go back. And of course, we know that situation was pretty screwed up. We've been covering it. I'm going to pause it again. All right, so this is my channel, Dogged Roman, and the channel was made on, it says February 22nd, 2018. And I can also tell you where I was at. I was in Gallatin Gateway, which is in Montana. And it was Jerry Sparks in specific who was helping me to make the channel. I hear you, dude. No rooting around in my tent from the outside. That doesn't work. So what we're going to do is go to videos and then go to oldest. And the first 3 videos on here are the assaults by an assault by the Boulder police in the hospital. They claimed that I had a weapon and claimed that I tried to bite them. Obviously, I have no teeth. So what I'm doing right now is we're going to go through here and we're going to take out the conversations with the witnesses. That would be starting with Alyssa, right down here in the lower left-hand corner. And then Russell Huggins, Ben Beardsley, I believe this is Brandon Ratner. And we're just going to start. Oh, here's Brett Roloff, Brian Schwartz, Christine Buhit, another Christine Buhit, Christopher Tapp, that would be Fuzzy Bear in my stories, Darren O'Connor, David Nelson. Some of these have curse words. Let's see, Graham, another one from Graham, one from Joshua Abear, one from Jeff Ritter from the Colorado Coalition of the Homeless. Sorry about the vehicle going by. Another from Jeff Ritter, another with Joshua Abear, one with Cammie Jepson, another with Cammie Jepson. Laura Nelson, Katie Cahill. This is Mandy Hughes. Her daughter is Alyssa Rainwater, one in the very first, one of the commentary videos. It's actually a call with these people. Alyssa Rainwater was a 911 dispatcher the night that Natalie Bollinger disappeared and when they found her body. Her mother is Mandy Hughes, who is in contact with me a good portion of the time. Nicole Peralta down here, she was my therapist in Nebraska after I left Virginia, but before Natalie was killed. Peach, That's uh, Kayla Trujillo. She's the one who gave me a ride from um, so that 100 block walk that I made so that I could go see Natalie where she wanted to meet. Kayla Trujillo, I had to get to her place so she'd give me a ride there. And then um, later, after I want to say it was the 26th of December, the day after Christmas, I was assaulted over at Ken and Leah's by their roommate, Dawn Bird. So, obviously, not a safe situation, and I left and I went to Kayla Trujillo's again. And I was there for 2 days. She was going to help me to turn in the situation with Ken and Leah, the situation with Natalie, and the um, try to help me make a GoFundMe. There's a lot more conversations on here with her. She's an integral part of the story. There's a lot of stuff here with Brandon Ratner, Tabitha Michelle Cook, who I stayed with after Natalie was killed, her daughter Sydney, Terry, I can't remember which Terry that was, Tabby and Graham, Terry Jepson, another with Terry Jepson, another with Brandon Ratner. Like, I seriously, there's a lot more with Hebert or Joshua Bear. I call him Hebert or Hebert the Prebert. Some of these are with Mandy Hughes, some of them with Mandy Singer, Nick and Sarah Bacon, who were telling me about their kids and their lives being threatened. They're just two of many. Katie Cahill, she was another victim of that lady who was pretending that she was an autism advocate. Um, so a lot of people said they were going to help me, but they wanted to quote unquote help me by telling me about what was being said in these Natalie Bollinger groups. Well, that doesn't help me. That's not evidence. And I was kicked out of all the Natalie Bollinger groups before they ever started. Like, they literally, and most of these groups had gone through when they first made the group and made sure that I was blocked from it. So I had to rely on others. Katie Cahill, there's multiple conversations with her, and with this and this with Brenda Dickinson. She was involved in the situation. Amanda Engeline as well. Um, there's a few of them with her, actually. Let's see, this is the second time I ever screamed at Shannon Alvarado. This was in a McDonald's parking lot, I believe, in Bozeman, Montana. This one right here is with my dad. This one I'm talking to my dad as well. Um, more with Brenda Dickinson, and of course, being told what I chose is kind of a major issue. This one right here, the missing women of Hardin, Montana. Um, those videos were made in obviously Hardin, Montana. That was 6 years ago. That was 2 years before the United States government decided to recognize Hardin, Montana as an epicenter of missing and murdered indigenous peoples. Thank goodness. Um, but as you can tell, I mean, it goes from 7 years ago to 6 years ago. Julia Wolf, she was totally cool. That lady took care of a lot of people that she didn't have to. So, obviously, there's a lot in here. Oh, this is a very, very interesting one. I'm going to have to click on that one. It's called Gugasian Weaponry. Now, I'm not going to tell you the story about that one. I am going to tell you that when it came to any technical stuff or how anything actually worked in this phone call, I assure you I did not give away anything that actually explains anything, and I actually blustered him a bit with BS. The reason that I did that will be fairly obvious in that video, and there's emails with the man as well. So, in case you actually care, Gugasian Weaponry, 6 years ago. That one was while I was in Washington State, and that parking lot was, I want to say, Home Depot parking lot. but there's still a lot in here. Darren O'Connor, there's just a bunch. So what I'm going to be doing is going through those and posting. Oh, oh my God. Posting them here on John Doe 6. It says John Doe 6 mandatory reporters in Nebraska, Marcia Estrada and Veronica Seward with DaCosta. And it's got links to the videos that I reference in it. So I'm going to start posting more, even though they're directly connected to this video. Actually, I could probably just start posting them in the end of this video, except that basically I want to get started while I have these up instead of having to wait a half an hour for this thing to download. So what I'm going to do is, let's see if it'll let me share, pull a copy, and then we'll paste. B P D assault angle 1 Wayland low high, and that way people know what it's from. And we can just go through on all of those and do exactly the same thing. Matter of fact, alright, I suck with computers and I'm super slow. I do apologize. Like I said, they claimed that I tried to bite them, and I have to go get my papers out of storage. I am dependent on somebody else to do that, so that's kind of what I'm waiting on. I don't want to be too pushy because then I'll overwhelm my welcome. Nobody wants to do that. We'll go to the next one. I'm glad it'll let me do this now. This is actually a really good time saver. Crap. BPD salt angle 3. Enter. Oh, yeah, I forgot that. I have to actually click on comment. There's a gentleman who's autistic, and he's not mean to me. So when he messages me stuff, I guess I can take a look at it, right? This one right here is Jordan Anderson at my grandma's funeral. This is when Ted Bollinger and Alicia Bollinger was messing with me on my account. So you're seeing what I'm doing here. We'll stop this video and post it up for you guys to see. There's a lot here. There's a lot of witnesses. A lot of people knew what was going on before Natalie was killed. A lot of people admitted in these videos and in these recordings, these conversations, that I am not schizophrenic or delusional, and the things that I claimed were happening were happening. People were aware of them. They just didn't try to turn it in with me. And you'll be able to tell that that's a common thing. For the most part, instead of trying to remedy the situation after the fact, when they could have done something to begin with, they spend most of their time trying to excuse themselves. Excuse their actions. Oh, there's a girl I like. There's a boy I like. Oh, well, I was real busy. Oh, well, I helped you out this one time, so you're being ungrateful for everything I've ever done for you because I didn't come forward and tell the truth. Like, oh, come on now. Can't we just be human beings? So we'll put this one as G-Ma's funeral. This is the night before my grandma's funeral. And we'll type in who the witnesses are. Jordan Anderson, Laura Nelson, Graham Milborn, oh, sorry, backspace, comma, myself, of course, but we don't need to put that in there because we've got two other witnesses. Alicia Bollinger was involved, obviously. And, of course, so was Ted Bollinger. You see how easy that is? That was so good. We'll type witnesses. We can put myself there. And then later, after the fact, we'll go with Scott DeCosta, his deputies. Because I went to all of them about the situation. And they tried to pretend that it was a delusion. Lovely. Of course, we've gotten to see my paperwork, and we've gotten to hear from Marcia Estrada. Her stuff is in here. Marcia Estrada visit recording in full, where she states very clearly that I'm not schizophrenic or delusional. So, we haven't even gotten started on all the witnesses. There are a ton. And at least half of these people, like Brandon Ratner here, and Kayla Trujillo, and Nicole Peralta, let's see, yeah, Nicole Peralta, Laura Nelson. These people were all involved in the situation before Natalie was killed. All of these people had previous knowledge of the situation. Same thing with Joshua Abear. The same thing with Jeff Ritter. The same thing with, well, not Graham, but Darren O'Connor was certainly aware. David Nelson was aware. Christine Luheat was aware. Brett Roloff was aware. So, let's see. Russell Huggins was aware. Ben Beardsley had no idea. Alyssa, I didn't meet her until after Natalie was killed. Actually, I've never actually met her, but I have met her mom in real life, and her mom's stuff is right over here. This is Mandy Hughes. So let's get on it. I'm sorry this is such a long video, but it, again, is an important one. I'm glad I didn't have to hear a bunch of screaming, and I am sorry for tripping over a dog earlier. It seemed to think that I was trying to cuddle while I was readjusting, and oh my God, that was painful. But we took care of it, we handled it. Nobody got hurt, nobody got injured. Poor dog got yelled at, which I feel bad about, but he's back in now. You're good. Oh, very good. Very good. That's a good boy. So I'm going to get on it, I guess.